little conductor stick in his hand and shaking his head. Mr. Lublin was sitting by Miss Desjardins and calling for a Kleenex. She had a bloody nose. You have to understand that all this happened in no more than 2 minutes. Nobody could put it all together. We were stunned. Some of them were wandering around, talking a little, but not much. Helen Shire burst into tears, and that made some of the others start up. Then someone yelled, "Call a doctor! Hey, call a doctor quick!" It was Josie Vreck. He was up on the stage, kneeling by Tommy Ross, and his face was white as paper. He tried to pick him up, and the throne fell over, and Tommy rolled onto the floor. Nobody moved. They were all just staring. I felt like I was frozen in ice. My God, was all I could think. My God, my God, my God. And then this other thought crept in, and it was as if it wasn't my own at all. I was thinking about Carrie and about God. It was all twisted up together, and it was awful. Stella looked over at me and said, "Carrie's back." I said, "Yeah, that's right." The lobby doors all slammed shut. The sound was like hands clapping. Somebody in the back screamed and then started the stampede. They ran for the doors in a rush. I just stood there not believing it, and when I looked just before the first of them got there and started to push, I saw Carrie looking in. Her face was all smeared like an Indian with war paint on. She was smiling. They were pushing at the doors, hammering on them, but they wouldn't budge. As more of them crowded up against them, I could see the first ones to get there being battered against them, grunting and wheezing. They wouldn't open, and those doors are never locked. It's a state law. Mr. Stevens and Mr. Lublin waded in and began to pull them away, grabbing jackets, skirts, anything. They were all screaming and burrowing like cattle. Mr. Stevens slapped a couple girls and punched Vic Mooney in the eye. They were yelling for them to go out the back fire doors. Some did. Those were the ones who lived. That's when it started to rain. At least that's what I thought at first. There was water falling all over the place. I looked up and all the sprinklers were on, all over the gym. Water was hitting the basketball court and splashing. Josie Vreck was yelling for the guys in the band to turn off the electric amps and mics quick, but they were all gone. He jumped down from the stage. The panic at the doors stopped. People backed away, looking up at the ceiling. I heard somebody, Don Farnham, I think, say, "This is going to wreck the basketball court."